maybe didn't go where he thought he was going to go. I really believe that he feels that he was the best player in this draft. When you watch him play, we talked about it a lot throughout the draft coverage. Anytime you pop on the chance going into this thing, but now you come away with the quarterback of the future that really is going to turn Matt Nagy's offense into what I think that it always should have been. A guy that can really threaten you running the football. And Bill Lazor started dabbling in that a little bit with Mitch Trubisky towards the end of last year. And he actually played pretty good football, but Justin's just going to take that game to a whole nother level. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm very excited to see him out there, and you're right. You can see that edge in his eyes. He's ready to prove himself. All right, Mac Jones to the Patriots. They didn't have to move a muscle to get him. How do you like that fit?
It's crazy how it works out, right? Mac Jones this is probably exactly where he wanted to go. I mean, Mac is the prototypical New England Patriots quarterback. You talk about what we saw from Tom Brady the last 2 decades. They dipped their toe into the Cam Newton thing. I thought that they would try to maybe, make a push there, just because given what Josh McDaniels did with Tim Tebow and, having Cam Newton utilizing him in the run game. But Mac was there, and you can't turn it down because he is exactly, and Kurt Warner touched on it earlier, he plays the game like Tom Brady. He's going to stand in the pocket, and that's what I love about him. My favorite quality about Mac Jones is that he'll just stand right in there with guys barreling down on him, keep his eyes up the field, realize that that is his strength. His strength is not moving around, buying time, making plays. It's throwing with anticipation and touch to these elite receivers that I had at Alabama. Now he's just going to have to make it work with the guys that he has in New England, but he's got an elite play caller in Josh McDaniels and great head coach in Bill Belichick. It seems like he's just purebred for this because he's Nick Saban and then right to Bill Belichick. Fantastic pick by them. It's a win-win overall for both sides.
Understandably, Mac Jones was looking very nervous in that green room. I mean, who wouldn't be, right?
Oh, for sure.
Bill Belichick said, don't worry, we got you. Come on down to New England. We'll take care of you here. All right, David, thanks. There were, however, several reunions between wide receivers and their college QBs. Look at that. Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase back together. Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle. You know I'm loving that. And Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith will be together again. Incredible time. Lots of people really loving these connections as well. Willie, over to you.
Yeah, MJ, like Charles Davis said on the draft show, Peaches and Herb reunited, and it feels so good. So, which young duo are you excited to see you think will be the best, Cynthia, in the league?
Well, I'm glad you asked me first because I get last year's #1 pick, and then I get the best wide receiver in this one in Ja'Marr Chase. It's really interesting to see what predicts for success. And so being able to have your quarterback have reliable receivers, what's more reliable than someone you've already played with who, by the way, is just the nastiest guy after the catch in this entire draft? When I measured his speed with the ball in his hand, yeah, he got faster. So that's a good thing. When you catch the ball and you run even faster, you can get away from defensive backs, and this is a really bad division for that. So it's going to be good for him to have that asset.
Cynthia, I can't even argue with you to make this good TV. This is an easy one for me. You got Joe Burrow, who is the best quarterback of all those guys that we put up there, and then Ja'Marr Chase, who is clearly the best receiver of the three. I mean, you're talking about Ja'Marr Chase, who could be the best receiver in any of the drafts of the past 10 drafts or so. And then they were the most prolific when they were actually together and played together. Joe Burrow, of course, won the Heisman Trophy, set countless records. Ja'Marr Chase averaged 21 yards per catch, had 20 touchdowns. So they've proven that they can do it and do it at a high level. So this was an easy one. The other ones are pretty intriguing with the Alabama guys, but you got to give it to LSU, down the Baton Rouge crew with Burrow and Chase in Cincinnati now.
Yeah, Mark, that's a good one. And, what's interesting is all these receivers that got drafted could come in and be the #1 on their team right now. But since you guys went the same route, I don't want to be a copycat. I'll go with Tua and Waddle. And the reason why I say that is because Waddle is explosive. He's fast. He can run all the routes. Tua, I think, needs somebody he was familiar with. The timing and all those things fit perfect. Talk about national championship and having that chemistry and all those different things. He was the #1 until he got hurt. And when you talk about the return game, okay, so he adds a little more value because he'll return punts, he'll return kickoffs, he'll do all the extra things you need him to do. And then when you have those specialty plays, he can also do those as well. So
fastest 3 steps off the line of scrimmage as well. So really fast, right from the jump.
About to get off, right?
Right from the get off.
Yeah, so all these great duos, I'm pretty sure they'll all have success, and we'll all be right at some point because these guys are dynamic and really good, MJ.
All right, thanks, guys. It was day 1. It was round 1, and that means there were 32 picks, 32 players, and a couple of massive surprises. The biggest shock of all, though, is next. But first, don't be shocked if you start rooting for Trey Lance after hearing this message from his dad.
Your superpower, Trey, is bringing people together. And everywhere you go, you have the ability to bring people together and bring out the best in people. You're an incredible blessing to everyone that knows you. And we are just incredibly proud and happy for you.
You know, I just remember even growing up, we were always, close like this, and, that hasn't changed. Especially just going to college, I'll never forget, all the times that you made time for me to FaceTime me or check in how I'm doing. It's really a blessing and special, and obviously you are a blessing in my life, and I'll never forget the things you've done for me, both on the field, on the court, and off as well. You really are my biggest inspiration, and whatever team you go to, you will definitely make a difference.
Trey, what's up, man? Josh